Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I did not plan on doing this live. Boy, do we have some interesting things to go over this evening, to say the least. Once you guys are in, be sure to hop in the chat and let me know that you guys are in here. Give everyone a minute to get in. Like I said, a little impromptu live. I just randomly decided to do because of all of the craziness that's coming out with TPUSA. So, hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I can't believe Christmas is next week. So let's see. Hello. Okay, guys, today I'm going to do my live different than what I usually do. So usually I try to read through comments. We do a post Candace show, stuff like that. But today I'm just going to strictly go over all of the madness. Oh, it's your first time here? Welcome. Thank you for popping in. It's nice too sometimes when I randomly do a live on the weekends because during the week there's so many creators on live at once. So people have to bounce around to see different people. So it's nice on the weekends. We'll see how many people pop in here. Happy Saturday. You're wrapping presents and we'll be listening. Perfect. Well, I'm going to have probably a lot of distractions for you while you're wrapping presents. But so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm trying to give people time to pop in here. I know it takes time for the notifications to happen, but hopefully as people pop in, we can always go back to things. So as I was kind of saying, I'm going to do a live today and I'm going to do it more like a presentation. I have lots of stuff that I want to pull up to show you guys. A lot of people were asking questions about my previous post about the knockoff Charlie and are we sure that he was really dating Erika? So we're going to start with that tidbit to show you guys that they in fact were dating. So let me go ahead and add that up here. So this is a TikTok post. It looks like Jake GTV posted this. And a lot of people, if you guys have been following the Charlie Kirk case, I'm sure you realize that they've been doing a lot of deleting of things. Things are going missing left and right. Rob McCoy's sermons, different videos. So a lot of people have been, we will get to the pizza thing. I see people in there talking about the pizza stuff. So a lot of people noticed, hey, we better screenshot Erika's past, before it's gone, right? So this is Jake GTV's ex. He said Erika Kirk was dating. I call him the knockoff Charlie, so I don't mispronounce his name because I don't even like that name anyway. But right before meeting Charlie Kirk, while claiming she was single, their old posts were scrubbed from Twitter. The Wayback shows it. Charlie likely never knew. But now he's touring campuses for TPUSA. So we'll just click on the photos. So this is him. And here's the other picture. He actually played basketball with Charlie. They were actually friends. For those of you that don't know, knockoff Charlie worked with the Daily Wire. He might still work with the Daily Wire. Not totally sure. But he did work for the Daily Wire. So this is kind of that proof to show you guys that they were in fact dating, and Charlie was friends with him at one point, and she's been deleting all kinds of photos off of her social media accounts to try to erase her past. Not sure why you would want to go through and delete everything at this point. It just doesn't look great. So we'll see. Happy holidays. All right. So knockoff Charlie, yeah. That's all I could think of when I saw the pictures and the flyers. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like a knockoff Charlie," and not in a good way, weird. So, all right, so we'll start there. And then a lot of people wanted to talk about this post, which was on Reddit. Sorry, guys. So we're gonna remove this, and then I'm gonna show you guys this, which is the Reddit post that everyone's talking about. All right. So this Reddit post is Knockoff Charlie. And if you zoom in on his lip, it says pizza is tattooed in the lip. Pizzagate? Anybody? Anybody at all? Weird? Weird. Let me know if you guys think that's weird. Doesn't look good, right? Yeah. For those of you that don't know Pizzagate because you haven't been that up to speed, Google Pizzagate. It'll make a lot of sense. Google the VMAs. Yeah. No bueno. Yep. Very, very, very creepy. That's for sure. So, there's that. All right. So we went over her scrubbing socials. He was on her socials. He was friends with Charlie. They were playing basketball. This little pizza photo from Reddit, which is really weird. It's also weird too that he is, I believe, married and his wife is pregnant from social media. So I don't know if I don't know. It's all very weird. Okay. So now I wanted to show you guys something that I found today. I saw it on, I think it was Steve, who was it? Stu Peters. I saw it on his X. So I looked up the actual article because I was like, this is crazy. As if this couldn't get any weirder. Let's look at this. Just wait because it's a doozy. For those of you that don't have X. So Turning Point installed a replica tent similar to the tent that they had that Charlie was sitting in when he passed away. Wonder whose PR idea that was. That's horrible. So, I believe this tent was a part of AMFEST, is like an attraction. Like you can see a similar tent of what Charlie sat in when this happened. Is that weird? Is that like, is this like is this really a tourist attraction thing? Like, what is happening? I'm trying to figure out how they think this is a good idea. Ritual, yeah, right. So that was really, really disturbing that I came across earlier. And as if it couldn't get any worse than we thought that, we're going to go and you guys, I have so many links, so just bear with me of things to go over because there's just, it's one PR nightmare after another. I really, I don't even know what else to say. It's really, really hilarious, honestly. Like I have to laugh because if not, you'll cry. And the next person that I want to bring up, because this was absolutely disgusting for those of you that have not seen AMFEST, for those of you that don't have X. Let's look at right here. We're going to watch this together because this is pretty disturbing. The queen herself, if you would call her that. All right, we're going to start over. Make sure our volume's up.
You know, it's really interesting. The enemy has thrown a lot of curveballs at us today and this week and the past 3 months. And one of them is the fact that my entire speech has been wiped because my iPad won't even turn on. So that's a fun technical difficulty that we can figure out. So we're just going to wing it. We're just going to wing it. I was going to share with you stats. I was going to share with you all of the things that we have going on building. So I'm going to just start it off with this. So last year, Charlie, I'll rewind. AMFEST is Charlie's Super Bowl. Thank you. These are the stats. I got the stats, no speech. So again, we're going to wing it. So AMFEST last year, Charlie reminded me that this was his Super Bowl. And for those of you who are sitting in the back, my husband was very intentional about making sure he was in the back because he wanted to sit in what he considered maybe the worst seat in the arena. And he made it a point to listen to the whole intro video, every speaker video, and he would tell the team, louder, more bass, more noise. He would say, there's a treble and a bass knob. Turn the ones to make it right. So even if you feel like you're in the worst seat in the house, you're not, because Charlie's sitting in one of those. So you're in good company up there. But what's also very interesting is that when Charlie first and the team first came up with, since I don't have a speech, I might as well just walk around. When Charlie first came up with AMFEST, he thought to himself, who would not love to celebrate America? So we're going to name it AMFEST. And that's what he did. And I'll never forget, last year, we were blessed to have President Trump come and speak. And afterwards, Charlie turns to me, starts running. I'm like, where are you going? He's like,
so let me figure out where the other, hold on. Let's scroll down here, hold on. Where's her walk? So the walking out, I always like, and I think a lot of people feel this way. Let me know if you guys can hear me, but I always feel like it looks like, reminds me of like a WWE show. She says that Charlie loved pyro, but I don't know. I think she loves it more. I'm trying to find the part of the speech where she actually made jokes. Let me try to look it up. She jokes about the Egyptian planes and everything else. It might be right here.
States represented. We have 25 countries represented plus Puerto Rico, but I have the list here. Don't worry, guys. Egypt is not on the list. Don't worry about that. But, oh, how funny. I say Egypt and my iPad turns on. That's fun. Where were we? Okay. So anyways, all 50 states represented.
So did you guys hear the Egypt joke? Did you guys hear it? I just want to make sure you guys heard it, okay? Okay. So who does that? Who makes light of being told that, hey, these planes are following you? This is weird. Oh, look at my iPad lit up after I said Egypt. Like, ha ha ha. Like the worst. I just can't. I can't, you guys. I really can't. It's like disturbing. So then now we have to go back into this other. There's so much to show. I can't even keep up. So let's see. By the way, Mikey McCoy has apparently made it back to being seen because since AMFEST has started, he's tweeting his little heart out. I mean, he's tweeted, but he hasn't been, on socials too much. So what he tweeted is AMFEST surprise, the red freedom shirt that the Target employee who was harassed for, basically she was harassed for wearing it. So they invited her to AMFEST. And so naturally here's this. So they had, Mikey had to go post that and make it a whole thing about, when culture tries to silence you, we bring you to AMFEST. Just so bizarre. I can't. It makes me ill. Naturally, you have Erika there. So yeah, Mikey, if we look at his ex, here he go. All he's posting is, Erika Kirk with like the fireworks and Benny Johnson and again the lady who was basically attacked for wearing the shirt. And what you see when you get to walk out on the stage of AMFEST. This is her throwing hats at AMFEST. She threw hats out like Charlie.
No, I'm not doing it. Some more. No, I'm not doing it.
For Charlie. Oh, for Charlie. For Charlie. Oh, this was a good one. Jack Posobiec goes, I was told TPUSA was over. I want to write in the comments so bad. Like, you guys are so out of touch with reality. It's wild. I don't care how many people are out there. Nothing about TPUSA and what's going on with all the lies and all the crazy stuff is American at all. Like, the only thing about AMFEST that's American is the red, white, and blue colors, as far as I'm concerned. Just saying. It's really disturbing to watch. And then what we'll do is we'll go and we'll listen to a couple minutes of Mr. Benny Johnson here, who I personally can't stand anymore. He's constantly trying to, looks like, take up for them, or I don't know what his deal is. I don't like him.
The left has decided
Sorry,
to no
guys,
longer
let me start
debate.
this over.
The real enemy. Charlie is one of the greatest Americans who ever lived. And unfortunately, the reason that we have to use the past tense there is because the left has decided to no longer debate. The real enemy is not somebody on your side who disagrees with you. The real enemy is the left, who stopped debating and started killing. Charlie is one of the greatest Americans.
The real enemy is everyone at TPUSA who keeps lying and lying and lying. That's who the real enemy is. And who thinks we're all dumb. That's what I think. Let's see what else I have for you guys. So we did him. What was this one about? Because I sent myself so many links to go over with you guys of just, okay. So the reason I share a lot of stuff with you guys from X is because a lot of people don't have X, and I can totally understand it. It really is a very toxic site in general. Project Constitution shared this, which was really good for those of you that aren't aware, but I think he shared this yesterday. So it says, Mormon Mafia bombshell Terrell Farnsworth, cousin is lawyer on the Tyler Robinson defense, Well, father-in-law was former VIP of Duncan Aviation. So he said, myself and Mia Stretch just uncovered two massive bombshells in the Charlie Kirk assassination investigation. Terrell Farnsworth's cousin is a key attorney on, you could, I want to say that word because I got to be careful in here. Tyler Robinson's defense team, and his father-in-law was former EVP COO of Duncan Aviation, the exact company tied to the suspicious Egyptian planes tracked on the days of Charlie's murder. Um, First, the defense conflict. So Michael Burt, high profile SF attorney, is directly related to Terrell Farnsworth, the TPUSA AV guy who yanked the SD cards out. And he's the one who does the little selfie of himself. Remember, that was on like the rocks. Michael is on the Tyler Robinson legal team. Despite family loyalty to the very insiders with access to Charlie's stage setup, this is a blatant conflict of interest. How can Tyler get a fair trial when his own lawyer is tied to suspects who controlled audio, cameras, and evidence? It's screaming setup. Tyler's being railroaded as the patsy while real players skate. Next, the aviation link. Terrell's father-in-law, Dwayne Burt, held top executive roles at Duncan Aviation, the Utah facility where those Egyptian registered planes flagged in Charlie's threats and pre-attack searches were located the day of the execution. Dwayne's expertise and connections in elite aviation circles put his family smack in the middle of the Egyptian planes mystery. Coincidence or direct access to the tools needed for a sophisticated hit? The bigger picture of the Farnsworth-Burt clan is embedded in Utah's powerful Mormon mafia, intermarried elite families, often sharing polygamy pioneer roots, who dominate politics, business, and institutions in Mormon-heavy states, known for the insider networks. Loyalty to establishment figures like the Romneys and quiet control over key sectors. These aren't random players. They connected old guard, connected old guard, protecting their own. This web, TPUSA insiders, defense, sabotage, aviation anomalies, Mormon power ties, proves the fix is in. No way it's coincidence. Demand Michael Burt recuse himself immediately so Tyler gets a real defense, and force the FBI to investigate these Farnsworth-Burt connections now before the truth gets buried forever. Justice for Charlie starts with exposing the network. Share this far and wide. And so I'll just go ahead and click on this video and start it from the beginning so you guys can see. Let me just make this bigger and then let's watch this video. Okay, so let me just get out of this. So that was a great find. So I didn't do a video on this because you guys, every time I turn around, just more and more and more is coming out. And so if I did videos, like I would have to do video after video after video. So it's kind of better for me to get on live and share some of this stuff all in one video and kind of do it like more like a presentation. But the Farnsworths, several of them work at TPUSA. So Terrell was the guy who was on the rock, who did the selfie and took the SD cards out. He told Candace, oh, well, I just started a video. He's also the one who says that Charlie is deceased when he's standing on that rock. He's the first person to say that, which at that point, Charlie was being taken to the hospital. Yes, if you saw it, I think most of us knew already, but for him to announce it like that's a little weird. Also, to think to selfie yourself in a situation like that is weird. So his brother, I think his name is Brian. I can't remember what his name was, and I'll have to get all this together. But he has a brother who is a co-host on TPUSA, like on their shows. And their cousin, who is Tyler, I believe his dad is a politician. His dad used to be a member in the Senate of Arizona. So there's a lot of, and I'll say allegedly, there's a lot of ties here. There's a lot of families that have several people in TPUSA. Okay. So, and then now we have this lawyer connection, which is very bizarre, right? It seems like they don't care what we know. It kind of insults me. It should insult everybody. I don't know if it's that they think we don't know. I mean, they might think the general public is not intelligent enough to go and do stuff. And you would think that if they were going to pull this together and try to lie, they should have probably deleted all this prior, not like once everyone is finding all this, Yeah. So there's just a lot here to unpack all the time, and it's like constantly coming up and things are constantly deleted. I remember when I put up that stuff about Justin Olson, it comes out of Rob McCoy's own mouth that is his son. Coincidentally, all of his sermons and speeches are now deleted. There's another post I want to show you guys that Mikey McCoy, which I said when I looked for Andrew Colvett, if you guys remember the post I did about Andrew Colvett wiping his social media, like he deleted his Instagram and then he scrubbed his ex. Well, Mikey's ex was scrubbed too. It only goes back to like November 7th. Well, Dan Flood was deleted from TPUSA site. There's several people missing off the site. Well, I said, well, Mikey wasn't there either. I said that weeks ago. Well, Mikey is not on there, and neither is Colvett or any of these other people. So it's just very interesting that all of a sudden people are being deleted off of the TPUSA site. And then we have to look at this just because it just has to, once again, if we don't laugh, we'll cry. Look at Mr. Tyler Boyer. Shouldn't even be on X. I would be probably curled in a fetal position in a closet somewhere laying on the floor if I was him, but guess not. Some people, I guess, have no shame. He said, I believe this was today, actually. He said, gotta go down, that they have a big surprise for AMFEST. I was like, I bet. I guess he's buried it under a bunch of different things. The left is already paying for Andy Biggs. Protesters outside of AmericaFest, they're worried. I'm not worried about Democrat or Republican right now, considering what just happened. I need answers for that before I worry about anything else. Let's see where that tweet went. Let's see. We're going to have to go back. So he says, we have a big surprise coming for AmFest. Huge. So I'm guessing that was that lady from Target that was attacked for her red Charlie Freedom shirt. I guess that was their surprise, which is interesting. I don't really know. I mean, no offense to the lady, but I don't know if that's much of a surprise. Very weird, right? Yeah. We have bigger issues going on right now. So let's see. And then a lot of people were talking. This is more about Erika. A lot of people were talking about this. Okay. So if you guys remember, Erika has always claimed to be a devout Catholic. Denies, ever being a party girl. She's been, like I showed you guys in the very beginning of this video, not acknowledging that she had ex-boyfriends. It's like weird for her to want to delete her past. We all have a past. It is what it is. They met a little bit later, so naturally you're going to have ex-boyfriends, you're going to have ex-girlfriends, you're going to have stories or whatever. And being a party girl, I think we've all went through that phase, whether you're religious or not. Most of us did. If you went to college, most of us did party. Not sure. And once again, like, why hide it? Like, just own who you are. You're a human being. Be relatable. When you start to try to put yourself above everybody else, I think that's odd. We're all human. We all go in the ground the same way, or you get cremated, whatever. But maybe that's like too crazy to say. I don't know. Weird. So again, Project Constitution shares this, and it's shocking. Erika's devout Catholic widow act collapses. Half of her family is Jewish, and her cousin just exposed the wild party girl lies. Erika Kirk's pure conservative Catholic widow persona is falling apart, and the family secrets are insane. She claims no real dating, partying, drinking for years before Charlie, shades wild lifestyles, and presents as a fully Catholic traditionalist. If you guys remember, she's like a trad wife, only cooks and cleans, whatever. But look closer. Her Aunt Carla Fransby, her dad's sister, married casino tycoon Jack D. Solomon in Vegas in 2002. Marriage certificate 30 plus years ago, gap. Meet Carla Fransby. Solomon lives in Salt Lake City, Utah, studied at the University of Arizona. Profile still up showing her with Jack. Jack built the famous Colorado Bell Casino in Laughlin, restored Jerusalem's Zion Gate, co-founded Israel's Armored Corps Museum at, what is that, I need to get my glasses, you guys, Lantrum, trustee for Hebrew University, major donor to Jerusalem Foundation, deep pro-Israel power player with Utah roots. That marriage plugs Erika's family directly into prominent Jewish networks. Okay, so Rothstein, Solomon names everywhere in the records. Then there's Nicole Rothstein, Erika's actual cousin through Carla, but also called best friend, twin soul, sister, roommate. Nicole's old posts them at Madonna concerts, Rockefeller Christmas tree, 2 a.m. NYC nights with drinks flowing. Nicole dropped partying videos from their roommate days. Knockoff Charlie Kirk. TPUSA insider spamming. I cannot stop watching this. Nicole, that's our girl, tagging Erika. Yet Erika goes on national TV. I didn't drink, barely dated, criticized roommates for heavy partying, sleeping with multiple men. She lived the full Miss Arizona, made NYC nightlife before Charlie. Fine if true, but why lie about it while preaching trad values and running TPUSA? Erika scrubbed all old posts, completely hides the Jewish family side, and downplays Nicole as just a pal. Charlie built everything on authenticity. His widow now leads it. Why hide the cousin, the heritage, the partying past? The facade is cracking hard. I've got all the receipts, Carla's FBI, or was it Facebook profile, marriage certificates, IG partying proof, donor pages, family ties, knockoff Charlie comments, and more. Who's shocked? Drop your thoughts. Big thank you to Mia Stretch, whose expert investigative skills were really put to the test here. She and I worked together to compile all of this information. Please go follow her. Be sure to go, well, if you guys have X, be sure to follow them. So we're going to start this video and we're going to watch this together of all of the partying and everything else. Like I said, I do this because some of you guys don't have X, and it's helpful to just show you guys. So let's watch this.
Merry Thanksgiving to you. Merry Thanksgiving to you. Merry Thanksgiving to you.
Okay. So that was that video. Yeah, your eyes. It's interesting, isn't it, you guys? Isn't it amazing? So sorry guys, I'm throwing a lot on you at once. It's a lot. I told you. It's better for me to do all this in one live versus trying. I mean, I could still break it up and put it in small videos, but I'm like, but glad I made it. Glad you made it too. I still say that is the weirdest hug of a married woman could give a married man who isn't in her family. I agree. I would never touch anyone's head like that, period. Unless it was my husband. I don't know. Bizarre. But she does, a lot of people brought up that hug, and she does hug a lot of people, like even women like that. But I don't really understand the touching the back of the head thing. I don't know. Still, I don't know. It's all weird, you guys. It's all weird. To think that even his wife betrayed him, it's just too much. It really is too much. And that's the thing about this is like, I think it really is sad. And I've had to take like breaks where I take a break from this for a few days. And that's why you guys are seeing me to post a little bit of true crime. And for everyone that follows me strictly for Charlie Kirk stuff, that's, you know, I'm so appreciative that you guys are here. And I appreciate the support. And I love deep diving into this stuff and doing my research in the background. But the fact is, guys, eventually this is all going to come to an end. I hope it's going to come to a good end. I hope we're going to get true justice for Charlie Kirk. And there are other things going on in the world, other court cases, you know, that I want to dig into the background of certain things. And you know, so we gotta break it up a little bit. I also think because of how negative all of this is turning out to be, it weighs on you to keep seeing, you know, all of this. And it's, we sometimes have to take a step back and like watch a good TV show, laugh with our families, take a nap, you know, go for a walk around Target, whatever. So I've been trying to do that. So if you guys don't see me posting, just know that I'm probably with my, even with my lupus and stuff, I do try to give myself a little break. I probably don't take as much time off as I should to rest sometimes. But that's because I want to, you know, bring you guys the information. I want to show you guys what's going on. Like I said, some of us don't have X. I don't particularly care for X. I think it's a very negative place, but I go on there to see what's coming out. Like I said, the news usually hits there first. So anybody who is late, I'm just going to throw this back up here because I think this was something from my post that people are going to want to see. And we could just get this cleared up. So we're going to throw this back up here. This is Charlie Kirk knockoff. Timu Charlie Kirk. We should start a hashtag for my channel. Patriotic Housewife Timu Charlie Kirk. Knock off Charlie Kirk. You know? Because that's exactly what this is. And it's not even, so she's been scrubbing the internet of her pictures of her and him from back in the day. She's deleted a ton of her social media. Like I said, even for me to go back to figure out the Rob McCoy stuff to show you guys, they're doing a lot of work of deleting. So it's kind of hard to show you guys after things are deleted. If you guys have TikTok has some gems. I've shared one video of him saying on TikTok, Rob McCoy, that Justin Olson is his son, the CFO. So that's in the thread. If you guys look through the comments, I know it's time consuming, but typically if you guys want proof, if I can find it again, and I've been trying to save things on an external hard drive, I put it in the comments. You may just have to like dig through the comments, which is annoying, I know. But so I just want to throw this back up because, oh, Lisa, you wanted to send me the links for this last night. Yeah, I've had it and I just was like planning everything out. So you guys, so I hear, let's see, Juicy Jules. Yep. JFK conspiracies. So yes, Jay Olson is a member of the Arizona Senate. I believe House of Representatives yeah. So I wanted to share this with you guys because I'm going to be posting this. If you guys don't have X and you're not familiar with Base Sam Parker worked with Ryan Matta and several other people when Candace could not do the Charlie Kirk investigation. She was on her 2-week break. Do you guys remember in the beginning? They continued to hold 1-hour calls and keep people talking about the case, keep the case new and fresh and share videos. And they used to have this meeting every night, from 5 to 6 o'clock, and anybody could come and join. And on Fridays, they would leave it open mic. People could talk about what their findings were and bring things up, right? Why are they deleting to me? Well, they're deleting because if there's no proof of anything, then you guys are all going to think we're all nuts. So I've been trying to save things to hard drives. But anyway, so what I was saying was Sam Parker, he helped lead the way in that. And so I did a very long interview with him 2 nights ago, Thursday night. And I'm going to be posting that. And we talked a little bit about JFK, MLK, how that's similar to the Charlie Kirk situation. We talked about the LDS community. Sam Parker ran for the Senate in Utah against Mitt Romney and lost. So he has a very good insight into Utah politics. And we went over, lawyer stuff and just, some of the case in general. And, we got his perspective. He's been doing, been in this side of the field of exposing and corruption stuff for 8 years. He is also being sued by Alexis Wilkins, the FBI director's girlfriend, because in February of 2025, he simply tweeted, "Who is Alexis Wilkins? She came out of nowhere. Who is she?" And he's being sued for $5 million. So when I release that video, I'm going to put a link in there. If anybody can donate even $1 to this man's legal fund, I can't even imagine what it's like to be sued. And the thing is there's people who have said several things about her that we all know what those things are, and they are not being sued. And you have to ask yourself why. And I really think it's because, Sam's influence. He had a very large following. They deplatformed him. They demonetized him. They've, and then now he's got this huge lawsuit. So it's really unfortunate. So like I said, I'm going to share the link for his, where you can donate to him. The one site you can only donate $5, but he does have, like Cash App and stuff, if anyone can just send $1. And if everyone just could send $1, it would help him tremendously. I'm going to be donating myself because, like I said, it's him today. It could be one of us tomorrow. I mean, it's just how it operates, apparently. Yeah, that whole situation doesn't even make sense. So, yeah. So I'll be releasing that interview tomorrow. It's like an hour and a half long. Sam had really good points going back into the JFK and MLK stuff. So I think you guys will like it. Hopefully you guys will like it. And George Webb. A lot of you guys talked about George Webb. Yes, Elijah Schaffer is also, but Elijah shared a meme of the joke of that. He didn't put any wording in it, but he shared the meme. Sam did in February of 2025. Sam just asked who she was, like tweeted like, "Who is Alexis Wilkins?" She came out of nowhere. Like, that's bizarre. You know what I mean? It was bizarre how she came out of nowhere and she was like this big deal, right? So, and in dating the director of the FBI. So Sam was just asking questions. And 10 months later, when they decided to go after Elijah Schaffer and Kyle Seraphin, they decided to go after Sam as well. So he had an account with like 200,000 followers on it, and they deplatformed that one. So he had to start a new account with only like 20,000 followers, and they demonetized him. And that's what they do. So I just feel incredibly bad for him, for just asking a question and being sued for $5 million. That's horrible. So Sam's a good person. And he's done a lot of work for this Charlie Kirk case. He's done a lot of digging through tips and investigating and, carrying on when Candace was on break. And I'm sure you've heard Candace mention base Sam Parker in her, if you guys have been watching the whole series, she has mentioned Sam. He's been great into digging into all this. So it was really nice to sit down with him and just talk about different things. So let's get back to this. Now let me see if I have how much more I have for you guys. Gosh, we've already heard Happy Thanksgiving enough. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Now, this one doesn't really have anything to do with AMFEST per se, but I just can't stand to look at her. That's just me. I'm sure most people aren't really a huge fan of Miss AOC either. But Joe Rogan shared this, and I thought this was funny. So let me go ahead over here. And let's listen to Miss AOC. So Joe Rogan said, AOC, we're going to have to figure out how we rein in the media. That was what she has to say. We have to rein in the media, you guys. Because, us peasants can't think for ourselves.
I do think that several members of Congress in some of my discussions have brought up media literacy, because that is a part of what happened here. And we're going to have to figure out how we rein in our media environment so that you can't just spew disinformation and misinformation. It's one thing to have differing opinions, but it's another thing entirely to just say things that are false. And so that's something that we're looking into. I do think that
it's something that she's looking into. Well, we all have eyeballs, and we don't need AOC to tell us what we're seeing with our eyeballs. So no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Yeah. What she means is we need to control the information that you get so that you can buy our crap narrative. That's right, Dennis. It's really bizarre. Yeah. I'm with you, Elena. Who determines disinformation or misinformation, AOC? You. Yeah, she's basically saying that, but she is the worst. She really is. I can't even imagine how her husband decided to marry her. That's beside. I can't even think about that. She's awful. Let's see what else I got for you guys. Okay. So I wanted to pull this up because I found this to be interesting too. Another AMFEST thing where let's just look at the sponsors together of AMFEST, you guys. This is interesting. So they're listed along. So TikTok is sponsoring the Turning Point USA America Fest 2025. No shocker there. And let's see. They're listed alongside other sponsors such as, let's look at this little list we got over here. So these are all the people that are sponsoring AMFEST. And I have to wonder if you're sponsoring AMFEST. Look at this, the Daily Wire. Ain't that interesting? and more nonsense. So let's see, full list here. Scroll down to guest speakers. Let's go to that page. Let's get off this Reddit page and let's look at this other page. Hold on, guys. If it opens, it doesn't even look like it wants to open. Maybe they already pulled it down by now. Don't want us to see that. Okay, let's add this to stage. Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, TikTok demonetized me and put me in a timeout because of what I was saying on TikTok. So I'm grounded until tomorrow. I could reapply for the creators program. Let's read this actually, you guys. Let's see. Turning Point Annual America Fest Conference will be held December 18th, 2025. Let's see, Phoenix Convention Center. This year's event will be unlike any other, a powerful celebration of faith, freedom, and the legacy of our founder, Charlie Kirk. Charlie's life was a testament to faith, courage, and conviction. From his earliest days, he believed America was worth fighting for, and he dedicated every moment of his 34 years to the cause. Grounded in God's truth and driven by a calling bigger than himself, Charlie poured his life into others, raising up a generation bold in faith, steadfast in love and freedom, and unafraid to defend this nation. What began as the vision of an 18-year-old in a small garage in Lamont, Illinois, grew into one of the most powerful grassroots movements in America. Through Turning Point, Charlie ignited a fire in the hearts of millions. He showed us that truth must never be silenced, that courage is contagious, and that freedom must be protected at all costs. At America Fest 2025, we gather to honor Charlie's legacy, to continue the mission he began, and to celebrate the country he loved. Let's see, over 4 unforgettable days, thousands of attendees will hear from the nation's top leaders, engage with over 100 partner organizations, and experience world-class training designed to strengthen their leadership and activism. Following this one-of-a-kind event, you will return to your campus or community more energized than ever, ready to carry Charlie's torch and fight for America's future. Though our hearts are heavy, we do not grieve as those without hope. That's ironic. Charlie's legacy endures in his family, in the Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action, and in every person he inspired to live with conviction. This December, we will move forward together, fighting harder, standing taller, and refusing to surrender. We can't wait to see you in Phoenix for America Fest 2025, a tribute to Charlie Kirk. And here's a list of the speakers. Steve Bannon, actually, let me try to pull up his speech, you guys, because he told Ben Shapiro that he's a cancer. And it was hilarious for those of you that didn't see it. So let me pull it up because it was funny. Hold on. Let's see, Steve Bannon. AMFEST. Let's see. It's a good video. I just gotta find it. Sorry, guys. Okay, hold on. We're gonna listen to it together. I already listened to it, but I wonder if this is the full one. Let's see. We're gonna pull this down for a second. And let's just listen to Steve Bannon for a second. All right, let's see.
We won the 2020 election. Is there any dispute on that? If you don't believe that, you don't believe a foundational element of the MAGA movement. We won 2020, and to show you how we won it, we picked up 14 House seats that night. 14 House seats.
That's not the right video. Hold on.
10 years, a decade. You've been beaten once. Charlie Kirk understood one thing. We are at war. It's a political war. It's a cold civil war. We don't want it to turn hot. We don't need it to turn hot. If we accomplish what we're supposed to accomplish. And we have won 7 of 8 national elections. The American people are with us as long as we get things done, as long as we accomplish the punch list that Rob Snyder talked about when he walked down this stage. That's what's incumbent upon us, and that's what the Republican establishment to date, because you can already see what they're doing in trying to block President Trump. You see this in Indianapolis. You see this in the redistricting. The Republican establishment think that President Trump's just a passing storm and that he's just going to fade away. And what they're going to try to do is co-opt Turning Point, because Charlie has built it into a massive political operation that cannot be beat. And the left knows that.
Okay, hold on. This one has to be the one. Hold on.
I want to make sure that we get something straight tonight. We have a partners discussion. And I want to say up front, if I hurt some feelings here, you can come and talk to me afterwards. This whole thing that's gone on the last couple of days, some of the comments tonight, this is not about, this specific incident is not about freedom of speech or platforming or deplatforming. They're all talking about that, and that's, people are saying hurtful things to each other. Tucker said the quiet part out loud. This is a proxy on 28. Now, I think it's way too early to be thinking about 28. But he's right about one thing. This is a proxy on an issue that's not freedom of speech, and not are you going to get platformed or deplatformed. This is about a situation that Charlie Kirk was probably one of the most, if not the most important person in doing and accomplishing. And that is this concept of what I would call greater Israel and Israel first.
All right, hold on. I'm going to try to search it this way. Could have swore that I saved this one. Here we go.
Pravda. When he left, he called it Trump Pravda. And he was kind of right. We had to be. There was no other news site that was supporting President Trump. When poor Megyn Kelly came out in that first debate and made what looks like now some innocuous questions, right, about Trump's Facebook page or his Twitter feed, about Rosie O'Donnell and others, have Jack Posobiec ask her how it turned out. We unleashed the dogs. We were maniacs. Why? President Trump had no backing at Fox, had no backing at the National Review, and in 2016, that would have driven him out of the race. So we had to be there. But Ben Shapiro is like a cancer, and that cancer spreads. It's a cancer, and it metastasizes. He tried to take over Breitbart, and I ran him out of there. He tried to take over David Horowitz's, who was his mentor. Don't ask me. Ask the guys associated with David Horowitz what he did there. He tried to take that over. And mark my word, he will make a move on Turning Point, because he's always been envious of Charlie Kirk. This is not about speech. It's not about deplatforming. This is about power politics and what Charlie Kirk believed in to the core of his being, that America makes decisions for America and Americans make decisions for America. That was Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I did see about the Miriam Adelson stuff. And so Erica's ex, his dad is very apparently close or tight with the Adelsons. So hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to share this with you guys. Hold on, because people are asking about Sam Parker. So let me get this sent over so I could put it in the chat. And then you guys can donate, because I gave Alex the one link. But if you donate with that link that Alex is going to drop in the comments for Sam, that's a minimum of $5. But he also has this link that will take you to where you can either give at that same website, or you can give them like $1 through PayPal or whatever. You can send them that way. So I'm just going to send it in the chat right now. So this, I'll just star it. I think it, let's see. Trying to figure this out. So I just dropped that in the chat, you guys. It's a link if you end up clicking that. And I can put it right here. So that is what you want to, if you want to donate to Sam Parker, who is being sued by Kash Patel's girlfriend to help him. I did see comments where it shouldn't stand in court. And yes, I don't know that it will, but he still is going to have legal paperwork drafted to fight it. And the minimum amount he's looking at for that is like $50,000. And if it goes further, the quote was like something like 200,000, 250,000. So I know it's Christmas time. I know, we all are struggling. But like I said, if even a dollar adds up. So when you click on that, like I said, he's got several different, and I'll bring it up right here, just so we could look at it together, because it will probably make more sense if I just show everybody. But this is what's going to pop up when you put that link in your browser. And so you can go through his, I forgot what it's called. It's like Give, Send, Go. Yeah, Give, Send, Go right here for his legal defense. Or if you donate, through, like he gives his Venmo, he gives his PayPal, because I guess Give, Send, Go, the minimum you can give is $5. So if people can even just give $1, then I would do it through like Venmo or PayPal, or, probably Venmo or PayPal or Cash App. Most of us have all that stuff now. But he did a really good interview for us, and he talked about MLK a lot in that interview, went over similarities. And Sam is like me. He's very reasonable. He's not going to attack anybody. He very intelligent. He just absolutely he is on every platform. And you want to know why he's on every platform? Because they've deplatformed him everywhere. And they've done that because they just don't, they don't want the truth. And he had a very large following, you guys. They took away his all his platforms where he had 200,000+ subs and followers. They took that away. So it was really sad. So, yeah. You guys don't have to. I just wanted to put it out there. I am going to put our interview out tomorrow. And, Sam is a good guy, and he's done a lot of work for the Charlie Kirk case. And he does a lot of giving himself. And, I don't know. I think when other people are givers and then they get in a bad situation, it's just always good to support them because we never know when it's going to be us, and we're going to need help, and we're going to hope someone else has the same heart. So we all have to try to stick together. But I also know it's the holidays, and even Sam said it. He's like, I know it's the holidays, and we're all struggling. So he doesn't expect it. It's just if anyone can. Let's see if there's anything else that I wanted to show you guys. I think that might be it for most of yeah, I think I went through everything. I kind of thought it was going to take a little bit longer. This is another interesting thing I wanted to show you guys, and I don't know how true this is, by the way. This is just something that's floating around, and I'd be interested to see how this is going to end up. Another thing by Project Constitution. If you guys have X, follow him, but he also has YouTube. He also has several different platforms. And Project Constitution, he does a lot of good research. He has a good team. Let's see, he's being sued. Did he check his home insure, or does he have an extra? So the reason he's being sued is because he asked in February of 2025, who is Alexis Wilkins? She came out of nowhere. Who is she? And she's dating the director of the FBI, and all of a sudden she was coming up in Turning Point and all these things. So he just asked a question. It was really crazy. What's fake? What are you talking about? This fake. I don't know what you're talking. What's fake? I don't know what you're talking about. So Project Constitution, put this up. Love Steve. Never afraid to speak the truth. So, TPUSA Chief of Staff Mikey McCoy erased. Kyle Rittenhouse poised to take Charlie's throne. I don't know how true this is. Project Constitution typically, I've never seen him put out anything that's not accurate, but this was just something that he shared that I thought was interesting. I guess we'll see. But Kyle Rittenhouse supposedly shared some of this on his social media already, so I don't know how inaccurate it is. It says a significant leadership change is unfolding quietly at Turning Point USA, raising serious questions about the organization's direction following the Charlie Kirk assassination. Reliable sources confirm that Mikey McCoy, Charlie Kirk's longtime chief of staff and widely regarded as the heir apparent to lead TPUSA, has been removed from the organization's official website this week. He is no longer listed among the leadership team. I told you guys that, with no public explanation provided regarding whether his role has been altered, reduced, or entirely eliminated. The development comes amid ongoing public scrutiny of McCoy's actions on the day of the incident, when he was on stage and left the area shortly after the actions that drew widespread criticism and fueled perceptions of disloyalty. In the same week McCoy disappeared from the site, Kyle Rittenhouse published a notable statement on December 10th announcing his return to public life after stepping away for, this is what his statement was, after stepping away for peace and a fresh start. The brutal of my friend Charlie Kirk shook me to my core. This fight for our future and freedom cannot wait. With my wife's full support, I am returning, not quietly, but in a big way. More to come soon. Rittenhouse accompanied the post with a photo of himself and Charlie Kirk and strongly suggesting a potential role of the upcoming AMFEST event. So this might be what Tyler Boyer was talking about. I'm not sure. with public trust in Turning Point USA at a historic low due to perceived inconsistencies and lack of transparency in the wake of Charlie's death, the organization appears in need of a new unifying figure, one who is young, charismatic, and widely admired in the conservative circles for defending Second Amendment rights. Kyle Rittenhouse fits the profile perfectly, and Turning Point USA positioning Rittenhouse as the new public face of the movement. The successor McCoy could no longer credibly become. A major announcement at AMFEST seems increasingly likely. Charlie Kirk's legacy was built on authenticity and independence. Replacing him with a controlled figure would undermine everything that he stood for. The American people deserve full transparency from TPUSA leadership. And then he was asking what our thoughts were. And this is the picture that Kyle Rittenhouse shared on his socials. So, I don't know what is going to happen. I'm just passing this along for those who don't have X. I don't know. I don't see Turning Point coming back from all of this. I don't even know how, because all the lies and inconsistencies. But there are still people out there who don't seem to think that this narrative is a big deal. I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. But I thought that was interesting and wanted to kind of just show you guys that. That was another one that had me kind of puzzled. So, I don't know. I don't know where we go from here, guys. I will see, I guess, what Candace talks about on Monday, what other information comes out. I did, everyone was asking if I did watch her episodes. I did watch her episodes about the, I don't even know what you would call him, a whistleblower. I don't know. You know, it's all really crazy. It's all really crazy. It's really sickening. So we will see what happens. But you never know. I put nothing past anybody anymore. Let's see 5149's video on her mob ties going deeper. Yeah, there's a lot out there. Yeah, sausage biscuits. I always think that they put things in movies before or, you know, during. They do a lot of that stuff. I don't think we're there yet. I think this is like what Sam and I talked about. I think this is like a Hail Mary. Everyone who's out here spreading truth and trying to get answers for this is the Hail Mary to try to stop this before it becomes someone else and it keeps continuing. Anybody who's trying to expose the truth is putting themselves at risk because anything could happen to anybody who's trying to share the truth. And it is scary. But I don't know. I believe that I couldn't sit at home and just like watch all this happen and then be like, oh, well, if we end up the way we are, at least I could say I tried. So that's just my take. Why do they always think they can just appoint someone, kick out Brett Cooper? And here's our handpicked replacement. Charlie's gone. Here's our handpicked successor. Well, I mean, it's great that they think that, but I don't think that's going to work. It's not working. And I think that's why you have AOC out here saying things like, oh, you know, we need to do better about controlling the media. You know, we need to do better. Yeah. In other words, they're telling you we need to silence the social media platforms. That's why they're interested in buying the social media platforms. Let's see. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. That was super sweet of you. Thank you, especially at Christmas time. I'll have to do something nice for myself. Maybe I'll get like a pedicure, do something relaxing. I really haven't been taking too much time to relax. At Patriotic Housewife, I appreciate the videos. Thank you for standing up for the truth. Thank you guys for being here and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Me putting out the videos isn't, I don't mind doing it, but it takes my subs to keep everything going, the engagement with the post to help it get, picked up and put into the algorithm, all that kind of stuff. I am going to roll out like a little like members only like section. That's going to be coming soon, working on that, trying to kind of bulk content so that when that opens for people, there's several different videos for you guys to watch that are going to be members only. And we're going to have like a little 99-cent thing where it gives you guys like exclusive, like a chat or something where, there's going to be different levels of it, but we'll probably roll out like the 99-cent one just for fun with the emojis. Sorry. And all of like just some fun stuff, small stuff. And then we'll have one that will have extra videos and content and all that stuff. I just have to spend time trying to put out current information. And then in the background, also be, recording things for the members only area. And so that takes up a lot of time between editing and all that stuff. And it's just me right now. So I know people were requesting better thumbnails. So I spent my time in bed last night trying to learn how to create better thumbnails. Hopefully you guys liked the ones today. They're a little bit more intricate than the plain Jane. So I do take what you guys request into, consideration. And it just takes a lot of time and energy. And, sometimes, it's a lot in the beginning when you're trying to, learn how to crawl first before you run. But I do listen to what you guys ask and request. And I do try my best to deliver that. So hopefully you guys see that. And a year from now, I will be better than I was today. So I can't wait for a year from now to look back on some of my videos and be like, oh, wow, how far I've come, like the Democrats censoring us forever. Well, there's more of us than them. And I think if we all can come together and stand our ground and, the one thing about stuff is we all have to be willing to be inconvenienced in a sense. And there's a lot of people that don't want to be inconvenienced. Oh, I'm too busy. I'm this or I'm that. Well, a lot of people are busy, but you can take, 5 minutes out to talk to someone on the phone, to shoot a text message. You're never too busy for anything that you really want to do. So if you're really passionate about something, to say like, oh, I'm too busy, I can't start a podcast. Well, it's just how much do you really want to do it? Because you'll just accept, one less hour of sleep. And the days that I create content, and I'm, researching and editing and filming and whatever, I don't even leave the house that day. I don't stretch. I don't do anything personally for myself because I'm trying to create the content and do the research. And so, everyone has to make a sacrifice somewhere. It's just how bad do you want to do something? How bad do you want to change the way your life is? It's like losing weight. If you want to lose weight, you got to do something about it. You got to sacrifice an hour of sleep in the morning or an hour of your time later in the day, or that's just life with anything you want to do. And often the people that complain the most are the people who don't do anything about it, and then they want to nitpick everyone else. That's just how it is. The most frequently said phrase of Jesus in the Bible is, do not be afraid. Exactly. And I did watch George Webb. I know a lot of you guys were telling me like, oh, you got to go back and watch George Webb. So I did. And I love the class action lawsuit he's talking about for TPUSA. He's asking them to do the Doge audit that Charlie originally wanted. I'm going to post a video about that. I think that was awesome. That's a great idea. He's giving them time to respond to that. And then if they don't, he'll file the class action lawsuit, I think, to have it done anyway. I think, why aren't we doing things that we knew Charlie wanted? It's a little odd. So George Webb is wonderful. I've been trying to backtrack and listen to some of his stuff. A pattern of suicide and explained or unexplained when a certain country. Yeah, I think anytime you can't ask questions about a certain person or place, that's a problem. Doesn't make sense. You're a rock star, patriotic housewife. Thank you. Amen. I never judge a book by its cover. I didn't even notice either way, but thank you for putting in the extra effort. I'm sure it will pay off. Thank you. I really don't think thumbnails matter that much either. For the creators that I really enjoy the information that they put out, like I go to their channel. I don't even care about the graphics. I mean, if you're there for the information, that's all you care about is the information. But I do listen to the suggestions you guys have, or you know what, guys, like my videos were echoing and I was like, there's no way, because when I was playing them back, it was fine. And it turns out you guys were right. I started listening to it from somewhere else and it was like a setting that I didn't even know when the mic got unplugged, that when I plugged it back in, apparently something went off. So everything was going through the mic and the speakers of the computer instead of all going through here. And, I'm sorry, I'm human. I make mistakes, technical difficulties. Again, learning. Now I know better and I double check. Let's see. You're doing great. And yes, you'll get even better. Yeah, time. Practice makes perfect. The more you do something, the better you get. Nobody starts off at the top. Starting to hear Tyler Robinson's lawyer was in the crowd. That I heard that as well, Dan. I did hear that too. Let's always remember how blessed we are by just having food and a roof over our head and coats and a car, etc. Basic needs. Yes. More people, have to be grateful for what God already provides for you. Because that's him answering a prayer in itself. The basic needs, he always says he'll provide for us. As long as you put your faith in him, he'll provide for you. So if you have a roof over your head, if you have dinner, if you can go out to dinner here and there with a girlfriend or whatever it is, even if you're just at home and you have a bed to sleep in, you're better off than most. So he doesn't say we're all going to be mega millionaires. Let's see. So easy to take things for granted. It is. The gratitude journals, for anybody who doesn't do any gratitude journals, I love those, and gratitude devotionals. I think those help a lot, especially when you're going through something, loss, things like that, where it keeps you, where you can kind of see the positive in, a negative situation. It's not easy, but there's a lot to be grateful for in even the bad situations, because you come out of them better. Let's see. Hello, Nicole and everyone. God bless you. All we should be able to ask questions. We should be able to, and God bless you as well. Everyone in that organization, put their hand in the cookie jar. Yeah. Yep. They sure did. They sure did. Break the polarization of American people. That's their weapon. Division. Yep. Division is never good. If we're going to be united, we simply must stop putting our faith in people who are part of the big club the rest of us aren't in. If we can't do that, we are obsolete. So I always just say I put my faith in God. I don't put it in any one human. And I was saying that about Candace. I like Candace. I don't agree with everything she says. I don't agree with everything that she says in a podcast. But at the same time, she's a human being. It's not up to any one of us. You got to pray about it, and you do what you can do, and that's it. So we will be here to support you. Thank you, Heather. I'm grateful for all you guys. My husband said, "Quit saying you're sorry." Well, I'm one of those people, I acknowledge where I lack. It's okay to do that. Let's see. Don't apologize, Nicole. Come on, you're doing great. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. You guys in the not Kabat. Well, I don't even know. Whatever. I'm calling him the knockoff Charlie Kirk. If someone doesn't like how I pronounce his name, Well, guess what? Don't even worry about it because he's the Timu Charlie now. So that's what he's going to be. So we're not even using his name anymore. Let's see. Laugh out loud. I don't know about that. I keep singing in the shower. I haven't gotten any better. I still suck. Well, keep trying. I'm not that great either, I don't think. It's okay. I love the scene in The Chosen where they go around the table and each of their comments ends with the phrase, "It was enough," in reference to their gratitude of the things God has provided. Yep. Pamela, shoot, I'm late. It's okay, Pamela. I always put the lives up afterwards so everyone can start from the beginning again. Your opinion on TPUSA displaying Charlie's tent in microphone. Yeah, I showed that earlier. I can't even believe it's like a tourist attraction. It's like going to the zoo for them. It's disgusting. I can't even believe they did that. Well, I mean, why am I even saying that? I should believe that they did that, right? Because look at what they've done thus far. Well said. Good to see more people are waking up. Yeah, I think people are slowly waking up. And I also think everyone has to respect where everyone else is. Some of us are further in our journey of digging through corruption and knowing, how deep certain issues are. And some people aren't. And you're never going to get someone to understand where you're coming from if you're attacking them and you're being disrespectful. So everyone has to respect where everyone's at. It doesn't mean anyone's stupid or dumb. This is not an easy pill to swallow either, as they say. Laugh out loud. Candace is in the big club. It's possible, but at the same time, I mean, whether you think that or not, I still think she's doing a great job with trying to figure out the truth. And as I said, we should not be putting our faith in anybody, whatever club you're in. It doesn't, to me, matter at this point. I don't know how anyone slash industry thinks they can get away with cover-ups anymore with the internet and the sleuths. It's really hard today. It absolutely is. The cell phones were a huge problem. I think that what they thought, Lisa, was that they can pull things off the internet. They had gag ordered everyone who was at the event. And I think they thought they were going to control it that way. I also think they thought people were going to be afraid. And I agree with you. At this point, the internet's forever. So I don't really know what they were thinking either. This is awful. It really is. Shabbat Kabat, whatever heck his name is, doesn't deserve respect. Absolutely not, Dennis. I have said that. I said that's why he is like the what is it? Timu Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk knockoff. Can we subscribe to you yet? So I'll put up the first level tonight. It'll be like 99 cents and you can do like special emojis and it's just like a fun little thing to do. So I'll put that I'll put that up tonight because I at least have that one done. And then in the process for where we're going to share, true crime stuff. And I'll probably do a section where I do documentary reviews, review how the documentary was, if it's worth watching, that kind of stuff, recommendations. We'll do conspiracy videos, obviously in the private area, because if you guys also have Rumble, follow me on Rumble. I'm also going to try to start posting. So I'm going to post whatever's here on Rumble, but then I'm also going to try to start posting more of the stuff that, because the censoring, Rumble is easier to post certain things on. So Rumble is up and running. There's the videos that are on here are on there, not all of them, but some of them. But we're going to be trying to, go onto several different platforms, especially ones that have less censoring. I'll still always post on here. We'll still go live on here. I'm just saying that I also want to have other platforms as well, just in case. So that will be going. Let's see. Sausage biscuits. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for that super chat, Sausage Biscuits. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm going to go do something nice for myself. I don't know what, but I'll do something. I'll take a day off and I'll go do something. Anyone get the connection about the gym owners in TPUSA? Was Erika always sent in to take control? Okay, so I'm trying to think about, because now my brain is just fried with all of this. The gym owners. I'm trying to think. because I saw this earlier, but now I'm drawing a blank on it. This is lupus brain, sorry. Um, I think it looks, in my opinion, like, yeah, she was there to babysit. It was always about her babysitting and keeping him in line. That's what it looks like anyway. Yeah, not sure about Candace now. I'll just have to see. So all I can say is I wasn't thrilled when she came back. I felt like she didn't give like a ton of information, but at the same time, you guys, she did kind of drop like hints. And I think the whole point of is if you watched Ian Carroll, he did a great breakdown of some of this. I'm sure you guys all follow Ian Carroll. If you don't, he's great. He did a breakdown of her first show back. I think a lot of this was about getting Erika on record saying things, and then she's on record for lying. And then Candace can turn around and boom, 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 boom. You follow what I'm saying? Do her thing. So I think it was more about that, actually. You can probably have a mini tent and mic from, oh, I'm sure, from TPUSA merch. Oh, I'm sure. I am sure. I can only imagine what kind of merch is going to come out. Seems like TP was hijacked by politicians. Obviously, they needed to get rid of him. So, yes, I believe that this infiltration was happening over a very long time. I think they were infiltrating and bringing people in for years. Charlie was on tour all the time. He was always out and about. When you have, big business like that, you can't. You're busy. You can't keep your eye on every single avenue. So I think when he wasn't around, they were doing all this, and you even heard about certain people that interviewed that say, "Oh, I never met Charlie," or he was never in the interview. They didn't meet Eric. You know what I mean? So I don't think he was very well aware. That I think there were something like 650 employees. Who could know all 650 employees? But obviously there was something going on because he moved Tyler Boyer from TPUSA to Turning Point Action to get him away from being able to be around the funds, is what's been said. Without Candace, TPUSA would not be under this much scrutiny. I agree, Mark, that because she is a huge platform and she is, obviously very well known. I agree that she definitely has majority of what's going on right now. She gets the credit for, but at the same time, people were asking questions before Candace came out. People were looking into that. As soon as people heard 30 Hot 6, the internet was swirling. So, but yes, she definitely has I don't even know, I guess celebrity to, and you do want people who have a large platform, and it's unfortunate that more people aren't publicly helping her. I mean, Tucker Carlson is, but I still think, she needs more help than just that. I meant, can we become members yet? You will tonight, Heather. You will tonight. As soon as I get off the live, I'll add at least the first level membership, and then the other ones are going to be later, but at least the basic. And then the other ones will come later because, like I said, I have to create content and put that in there before I even offer that so that you guys have tons of stuff to look at. All right. What do you mean, gym owners? So I can't remember. I'm going to look it up here in 2 seconds because I saw it somewhere, you guys. Danielle, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Danielle. I hope you guys have a amazing holiday with the family. I wish I was with mine, but next year we're going to go back to Chicago. I don't care. We're going to be making it back to be with family. Yeah, and when Eric talked about the amazing memorial for Charlie, it was just weird turning it into a tourist attraction. Yeah, it's all very, very weird and sinister. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Go Max. Yes, go Max for Charlie, for sure. Let's see. We have another super chat. Thank you, Valerie. I appreciate that so much. That was so sweet of you. America needs voices with integrity. You are part of a grassroots movement that can shift things. Blessings on your mission. Thank you so much, Valerie. That was so, so sweet of you. You guys are so, so sweet. Yeah, I believe that we need voices and we need people who are willing to say the quiet part out loud. or say the thing that maybe people are afraid to say. And it's not everybody. Some people are not willing to, they don't want to put their face on the internet. They don't want to take that risk. It comes with a lot of risk. It comes with a lot of scrutiny. There's some people who are better at researching, and they like to stay in the background, and so they do that, and they help. Like Ian Carroll, he has, I think, 2 or 3 friends that work for him that help him research, and they don't want to put their face out there, but they love researching. And then there's people like Ian or me who are like, I'm going to put my face on the internet, which is kind of scary, but it's okay. That's why there's different positions for everybody. Everybody could contribute in some way. And even if it's not, doing the research or starting a podcast, even just the super chats, then, the people that you like what they're doing, you support them. Ian talked about that in his podcast. I think it was yesterday. I caught like a part of it. That's how you contribute to being a part of movements, is supporting the people that are actually trying to help the movement. And there's very few women in this space. So, and that's because it's a hard space to be in. It's rough. So let's see. Also, we can't get too distracted that we are not active in current issues like digital. Yes. Spraying our skies and our farmers' food sovereignty. Yes. So sausage biscuits. That's why I kind of want to make certain videos that would be good on Rumble or other platforms where you're not going to get in trouble. I do think that, I know Ian Carroll uses Twitch for that. I do have a Twitch, but Twitch, you can only go live. So it's not like you can post videos like you can on YouTube or Rumble. So trying to work that out. But I agree with you. And I also want to be talking about current events like that go on. And I love talking about court cases as well, trials, different things. So I'll be doing a little bit of that on here too. If she's controlled ops, she's destroying them. So whose side is she really working for? Seems to me like the good side. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. At this point, I'm so mind boggled by all this. I can't even fathom any. They all look so bad. I don't know how they would be good. We'll see. Underrated pieces of technology for this case: Google Trends and Wayback Machine. Yeah, the Wayback Machine has been really helpful. I don't know how to use it. I usually ask Kristen if we need to use the Wayback Machine, and I think she's still like familiarizing herself a lot with the Wayback Machine. And if it's not saved prior to the Wayback Machine, then you can't get it back. So like someone has to save it to it, I think is how it works. I'm not too sure. And Google Trends was great in the beginning, but I think they've wiped some things on there, but it was in the beginning before it went viral. Bongino's back. Is he? He is? Well, he's leaving in January. I think his last day is in January. Which a lot of people are like giving me a lot of crap over my video on Dan. And I'm going to say this. Have you guys ever, we've all in our life gone to a party and been somewhere where we get there and we realize, there's a lot of bad stuff going on here. We don't take part in the bad stuff, but you got yourself in a situation. You got to try to get yourself out. I think that's what happened with Dan. I don't know. This is just my opinion. And I think that he can end up looking bad when he really wasn't bad. So I don't know. Like Candace said, we could watch Dan come out and go back to podcasting and drop a total bomb and let us all know what the heck is going on. We don't know. We have to wait. And I'm not ready to just like completely say like, I don't know. With Dan, I'm not ready to like totally rule him out yet, if I'm being honest. So I always said I would be honest on here. So that's, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Once again, I don't put all my eggs in one basket with, I don't put my faith in humanity. I put it in God, and then I do my part, and then hopefully everything works out. Let's see. Luke 21:16, you will be betrayed even by parents, brothers, sisters, and relatives and friends, and they will put, my goodness, you guys, some of you to death. My eyeballs are so bad. I need to start wearing my glasses all the time now. Are your shows they're different? No, Lisa, right now they're just going to be shows that are here, but eventually I will start to probably put certain things over there for which I don't know because Ian Carroll talks about a lot of stuff that should be censored and he I think is okay on YouTube so far. I think. So I'm curious if because he's streaming from Twitch and then it crosses over to here. I mean, I would think the censoring, like it would still have to go through like a censoring filter like it does before you post it. So like it like checks it for copyright and stuff. So the algorithm listens to what you're saying and it can get you shadow banned. So you got to be really careful. Most everyone is getting news from the internet. Yeah, I don't even watch the news anymore. And the other day I was staying off of X. So when you guys were like, oh, Dan Bongino stepped down, I was like, what? And I was like, uh-oh, how did I miss that? Shapiro's completely exposed now. He's done having any more sway in the conservative side. Shapiro is a disaster. He reminds me of like Tim Pool right now, except for he's not like swearing like Tim Pool, but he's having a mental breakdown. That's for sure. Make a backup page on YouTube as well. Yeah, that's a good idea, Heather. I might have to do that just in case. Thank you for the Luke 21:16 reminder. Yes. I think Erika Kirk is weird. I don't trust her. Harold, I think several people feel that way. I think Erika will become the first female president, have JD take Trump out of office, then she takes JD out of the White House and JD will divorce his wife to be with Erika for money and power. I don't know about all that. I don't think that's gonna happen personally, but I don't know. Crazier things have happened. Thing is, Nicole Candace knows as well as we do that the phone log proves that Erika, Neff, and Mikey were all complicit in Charlie's, we'll just say deceased. I don't know. I don't even want to say that word because I think they're starting to censor that stuff too. Why does she even need Mitch? First off, I think the phone logs that they showed her, I don't know that they're real. And if they were, why didn't they provide them much sooner, in my opinion? So I'm not buying the call logs. Obviously they didn't let Candace keep those. I think they took them with them. So I think that's why she typed up that thing where she breaks down the call logs. And yeah, I just don't believe anything that TPUSA is giving her. And I think that it was to get it on record coming out of their mouth. And then she's going to turn around and use that later to say, well, you said X, Y, and Z. But I will tell you guys, why would Erika Kirk, remember, she's so busy that she can't stop. Remember, these words are out of her own mouth. She's too busy to stop and deal with conspiracy theorists. She's too busy to address the internet trolls. She's too busy to, do all these different things. But she sure dropped everything and flew to Nashville. And I could tell you that no one's flying to Nashville unless you have some leverage. I'll tell you that. On a private jet, you're not going to anybody on a PJ if you're not wondering what they got or they don't have something or they don't have the upper hand. So Erika wouldn't have done that. I've been done with Candace for a couple of years now. Yeah, Heather, I watched like some of her stuff, the Brigitte series, most of it. Her USS Liberty interview was amazing. I watched some of her Blake Lively coverage, but I wasn't like a diehard Candace. Not saying I don't like her. I like Candace. I think she's smart. I do like her show, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not a worshiper of anybody like that. So do you feel Erika was truly at the military base? Lily, that's a good question. For me, that guy, I mean, I would like more receipts proving who he is. I think Candace needs to provide a little bit more than just what she's already showed. I'm not saying I don't believe that he was or he's real. I think, he looked really emotional. He looked really broken, exhausted. You could feel that. You can look at someone even through screen and tell when someone's genuine or when they're, I'm sure not a truly honest person or in it for the right reasons. And I really truly felt bad for him. I think that they've destroyed his life. So I don't what would he get out of it by coming out and lying to It just, I don't know. And I'm sure Candace did say she vetted it and all of the metadata matched, proving where he was and all that stuff. So all they have to do is discredit Mitch and Candace is done. Exactly. And then the Kirk investigation is done. And that is exactly true. All they have to do. If they weren't there, you guys, a week before she had Mitch on, they knew that everyone knew that Mitch was going to be on, right? So why didn't Erika come with receipts of where she was on September 8th? Why did Brian Herpool not just simply shut this down and show where he was on September 8th? It could have been over and done with in 2 minutes. Mikey could have shut down the phone stuff by showing his phone records when he was accused of it. That's what any normal person would have did. So, it's weird. Erika sus the most sussy suspect that I've ever suspected. I definitely was raised to be, or she was definitely raised to be an actor. Yeah, I don't know if she's a good actor, guys. I think a lot of people are been reading through her. Did you hear about the J side of Erika? Yes, we went over that earlier. If you guys want me, Adam, if you guys want me to show any of those videos or pictures again, I can go ahead and do that but it's in the beginning of the video, in the beginning of the live, and this will be saved where everyone can go back and reference it. The key distraction is that it's the love of money, not money itself, that leads to the various evils, tempting people away from faith into greed, harmful desires, and suffering. Yeah, some people can be bought. Some people, they say everyone has their price. Not everybody, but some people have a price, and if you make that price happen, they'll do whatever. Investigate Erika on whether or not she was at the military base. A lot of us are trying to look into all that. That's going to take a lot. If I remember, the gyms were a practice round for the Arizona peeps to go and infiltrate. Yeah, but there was something else tied to that I feel like I saw somewhere, and I just can't remember what it is. I'm gonna write that down actually, because I'm gonna try to look up what I had. So I saw it somewhere. It's just now I've looked at so many things, and my brain is just mush from today. There's just with AMFEST, I was like, I gotta get on here and do this live. Candace read an email from the Arizona gym owners. The story seemed like an unrelated anecdote, but I wonder if it was used as a reference. I'll go back in Candace's video. Let's see. Candace is separating the wheat from the shaft. All these podcasters going after her are probably taking money from nefarious elements. Well, the Bible says that in the end times that's going to happen. So I think that's been happening. I think it's happening more. We're really learning who people really are. You just got to keep your eyes and your ears open. Ephesians 5:14, wake up, O sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. Do you hear about the Jason? Yes, we talked about the Adam. Let's see. Some hints, connections on Calvary conversation on YouTube with Erika F. Yeah, I've done some digging on the Calvary church, and there's a lot of bad connections that I'm putting together behind the scenes with Kristen. We've done some really digging, and it's led us into, it's a whole thing. It's a lot. It's a lot to where I feel like I almost need I need to get like a dry erase board, guys, like what they had in school where they would like wheel it out and write on it. And we may have to do like lines and all kinds of stuff because it's that confusing. And I think it's intentional with all that stuff. So one day maybe we'll have a wheel out dry erase board at this rate. I don't know. It's getting ridiculous. SOS. Let's see. What is that? Scythian. I can't even pronounce that right now. Gnostics have been infiltrating the West 400 years. Yes. I get what you're saying. Look at the official trailer for the soon to be released movie called The Sheep Detectives. Coincidence? Not on. Yeah, I'm sure. I haven't heard of that yet, though. The Sheep Detective. I'll write that down. Let's see. Wow, did Candace say Mitch was the owner? I must have missed that part. I don't think she was saying Mitch was the owner, no. I think it's pretty obvious where Erika's loyalties lie. Like, I feel like it's a picture pointed, or it's like a picture painted on the wall with the math right there. 1 + 1 is 2. Yeah. I mean, when you have this many coincidences, guys, come on now. It's like, how many coincidences have to happen for you to realize that it's, this is what it is. You had better learn how to pick up Gnostic behaviors, or you'll have one in your group and that's all it'll take. Yeah, I am my husband and I are very, very, very we keep to ourselves. We have friends, but very few, and we just stick to family. I also I don't know. I'm weird about energies and having people in my house, and I don't need anything attached to anything coming in here. I'm good. So we keep to ourselves. I'll look at that official trailer though for that movie. Or rather the peeps at the base would go to the oh geez, I just made my writing big. Well, why won't this go down now? Okay. Actually I did that. Let's see. They were on short-term assignments in Arizona, and the gym owners overheard them talking about their homework to infiltrate and can people. Oh, yes, that's what I heard. Thank you for that. I did hear about that. Yeah, there was discussions of that. I can't remember if there was a time frame on that or not. I can't remember. Charlie Kirk warned, look it up, SOS. Yeah, I'll look that up, but yeah, I'll look into it further, but I'm already familiar with that. You guys, my brain hurts, I think. Seriously, do you think they're just going to let Candace prove that Mitch gives Candace an out? I don't want to read like so many names and stuff. I don't know what's going to happen with my algorithm here, but I also think not everything is what meets the eye in certain aspects. So I'm just letting a lot of stuff play out in certain areas. Let's see. Rumble is a great idea. Yeah. I already started it. I just have to start posting different content there, but I got to find a system, and I'm trying to make a schedule so that I have a day off, cuz like right now, I took my first day off yesterday. And I felt guilty. So I have to get it to a point where, I'm able to like do all my filming in a couple days and then just slowly release things. I've done that before where I've pre-recorded and then I slowly, I schedule things out. And I need to get better about that. And I have to also get better about, like I said, having other content for certain platforms where we can talk about certain things, and also be putting it into eventually when we have the members only area where there's going to be certain videos even on here where that's built up. So when you guys want to see all that stuff, there's a bunch there. Haven't heard of the Sheep Detectives. Thank you so much for the heads up. Yeah, I haven't either. Let's see. James Li newest videos show a lot about Erika's family. Very suspicious. Yeah, I'll look it up. Look up Charlie Kirk, and yeah, I'll look that up again. Let's see. They also sold their soul for money and fame. That's Hollywood. That's the idea. You sell your soul to the devil for money. That's why there's devil worshiping and satanic rituals, on and on. All the international and military interconnections with Charlie's killing makes you think about the JFK speech about secret societies and secret ults. It's crazy when you think about it. It's really not crazy when you think about it. I'm too woke for that. So I already know that all that exists, and it ties into, just like I said, the devil worshiping and the satanic rituals. And part of satanic rituals is doing it in the open in front of people. And they do that every time they have a VMA show, or um I'll do a video of a little bit of stuff, but it's disturbing. I'll do it for Rumble. Let's see. Laugh out loud. You think Bongino, ex-CIA guy, didn't know he was going into a nest of it's no, I'm sure he did, but how do we know that that wasn't intentional to have him go in there and get certain things and all that? I don't know. You guys, we just don't know. That's why I'm saying everyone needs to calm down, pray about it. Like, I'm not Dan Bongino, I'm not ready to I don't know what to say. I'm not ready to throw him completely under the bus. TPOSA is sketchy at best. I mean, that's very nice way to put it. Holding fast to faith even when it means choosing God over family. He's good friends with Patel, so he's not going to say anything. I don't think that's so true. Like I said, not everything is as it appears. You know, we can think we know everything, but we don't. That outfit screams, "Look at me." Oh gosh, I couldn't believe the all sequins. I'm like, man, whoever is dressing her for these events, it's quite interesting. Good evening, Patriots. Good evening, Alex. How are you? Diamond, hi Nicole. Hope your day is going well. I hope yours going well. Erika Kirk owned a clothing line. Yeah, I saw that. It was on her Instagram. I'm not even sure who her target market was. Wannabe liberals. Oh, it's insulting. She named her techie style after the Bible. Yeah, I also thought it would be interesting for Wolves in Finance to maybe do a breakdown of the financials of that business too, just to see. I don't know. Once she married Charlie, like when Charlie died, I went and looked at her clothing line website, and like everything was sold out. So I don't know if that happened when Charlie passed, or I don't know. So I was like curious because you couldn't find anything, but I looked into that like almost right away. A lot of times Ian does a live Twitch and then he edits it and puts it up on YouTube. Yeah, I know that's what he does. I'm just curious how he's not shadow banned on here, because even me reading like chats using certain words, it could be no bueno. So I'm curious like how he gets away with that a little bit. The Bulls and the Bears. Yes, the Bears play tonight, so I'm going to be getting off here in the next couple minutes because they play. Well, let's see, 6:54. I think they play at 8:20. I still haven't even eaten dinner. Right, William. We need to wait and see. TPUSA is either complicit or Charlie is in Valhalla. Everyone's behavior is so weird. I believe he's gone. Personally, I don't believe that was. I don't think he's still here. That's my personal belief. I watched the Allegeist video and it's very compelling, and it's possible, but I just don't believe that that's what happened. I'm still waiting for the moment when Erika takes a play out of let's see, Trump's book and says, "Charlie Kirk, are we still talking about him?" Well, I mean, she's done that in every other manner, so I don't even think she needs to say the words. I think what she's doing is 10 times worse. Doesn't matter. The phone logs completely destroy their narrative, false or not. They prove Erika is lying. She let Candace have those logs. Yeah, she showed her the logs, and like I said, I think it was all to get her on the record of saying things. I've never seen a massive thing where everyone keeps lying and nobody is taken in for questioning, considering that means means and motive and opportunity. That's the definition of the protected class. Yeah, they did not do a thorough enough investigation. They didn't even bring anybody in from the Discord chats, and I'm not gonna get too far into it because I am gonna, at 9 AM tomorrow, me and Sam Parker's interview will drop on here, so you guys can listen to it, and we kinda go into a little bit of that, so I don't wanna go, like, too far, but yeah. Everybody's being played. Watch the official. Oh, we've already read that one. A lot of money to fly like that. Yeah. The fact that America has learned let's see, a helplessness role. You mean played a helplessness role? Where we just accept that we can't say certain words is insanity in and of itself. Sausage biscuits, believe me, like, it's not that I accept that. It's just, do I want to be off here as fast as I got on here? Because you know what I'm saying? You do have to try to like play smart, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about being able to have these conversations. So it doesn't mean that I'm accepting that. I think it's wrong. But I can't do anything about the fact that this is what the actual program does, like YouTube does. I can't control YouTube. I have to work with what I got and the means that I have. And I think a lot of people still have yet to like be on Rumble in certain areas. And like there's a lot of people in here that don't have X. So you kind of have to have all the platforms and just try to like keep it to where you do your best to not get, in trouble so you can keep going. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, guys. Sorry. Psychological manipulation can have profound effects on mental health, leading to issues with anxiety, depression, and low self esteem in those who are manipulated. Yeah, and I think there's already so many people with mental health issues in general from stress, chronic stress. And so, and then you add in drugs and everything else and alcohol and whatever. And yeah, it doesn't help. Personally question any active or former government employees after that documentary. What do you mean? Which documentary are you talking about? Online journalist did a genealogy on EK great uncle. Yeah, well, her cousin is Shara. Is that how you say your name? Her cousin, we just went over that earlier, is Jewish. So everyone's already proved that there's a Jewish connection. Let's see. The reason people are saying Erika will run for office is because of the movie Snake Eyes. Yeah, I saw Snake Eyes. I thought it was like the worst acting ever. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. It was awful. But yeah, the coincidences from the movie to certain things with the Charlie Kirk case are there. Yeah. Maybe Mitch was a top graduate from the military PsyOp school. Maybe Candace was. I don't know. Like I said, I don't put all my eggs in one basket. So I don't really care what it is because I don't put my faith in any one situation. I can tell you what I kind of think, but I'm not married to anything 100% as far as theories go because I mean, nobody should be at this point. I would keep every avenue open and keep your mind open and anything's possible. She's demonic and crazy. Yeah, she is demonic and crazy. Yeah, it was a joke about the whiteboard, by the way. She has already lied enough to qualify for a run into something. That's the minimum requirement to be a compulsive liar. She's lied way too much. I mean, I wouldn't believe anything that she said anyway. Not gonna lie, I got used car salesman confidence trickster vibes from Mitch, and I don't see how Candace would be naive to just accept the world of someone obviously connected to the military. It goes into you can't believe everyone's bad either, like again, generalizing. Not everybody who served in the military. My husband was prior military. Should we not trust him? Does it make him a bad person? He served his country. I mean, you can't think like that, and for the people that do serve their country and don't go out and do awful things, it's insulting. There's people that gave their life for us to be sitting in this chat right now having this conversation. So, and one thing I am like really, really dead on is people who disrespect our servicemen and women. So like that doesn't fly with me. So yeah, not everyone who served in the military is bad. Not everybody has a bad agenda. Not everybody is a liar. Not everyone is a bad person. Um, you know, I'm not. Are the Discord messages even real? I've thought about that myself, Diamond. I don't. There's a lot of stuff that the Turkey Tom video looked very intentional to me. I don't think it was legit. I think it was to help the narrative. And it came out weeks and weeks and weeks after the murder. Like, why did some friend magically decide to come forward and talk to some YouTuber and be like, oh yeah, look I took pictures of my friend's house all over the place in his mess and all his Post-it notes and scribbles and whatever. Who does that? I mean, come on. Do you go to your friend's house and take a picture of every ounce of their house if it's messy or not? So you could talk about it later if something happens? No. Somehow all these alleged perpetrators all belong to furry clubs. There's a lot going on. Let's see. There's also research showing that low frequencies around 20 hertz can fry your organs and cause an overreactive sympathetic nervous system. Look into sonic weapons. Yeah, I wouldn't be. I mean, I think multiple things happened at one time, if I'm being honest. I don't think it was just like one thing. I think there were several things. And from hand gestures to what happened to Charlie, I think there was 1,000 things going on, and it makes it harder to pinpoint exactly what happened. It's all intentional. So, your comment wasn't going through. I don't know why, Lisa. Again, YouTube censors, guys. So like if something doesn't go through, there's something about what you're typing YouTube doesn't want. I can't control that. They were saying even with super chats, like you can't super chat with TPUSA in there. People are saying you can't super chat with 30@6 in there anymore. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. Apparently with super chats, like you can't put certain things in there. So I don't know. Thanks for sharing. I don't have X, but I'm so interested in the subject. Yes, I always try to bring stuff from X over here because I know people don't have X. Stephen Burns just put up a video stating that 3i Atlas is putting out frequency of 25 hertz. If Erika runs, the Dems will win. 85% TPUSA comments are doubting Erika. Oh my gosh. If you go through their comment section and stuff, it's so bad. That's why I think it's funny that Pasobic was up there like, oh, I thought TPUSA was dead. I was like, eye roll. Insert eye roll here. Discord chat with Tyler's alleged messages were written by Lance. Lance should have been arrested as a possible accomplice. Tyler didn't put those messages on Discord. I don't know why you would delete them in text and then put them on Discord. That didn't make sense to me. Where is Lance Twiggs? He's been gone. That's bizarre to me. So many bizarre things. You only need to go to Babylon B and get a taste of the agenda. FBI infiltrates Christian extremists. I went to log back into Sam Parker's Give Send Go and it's saying unpublished. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to check, but let me see if I could throw this back in the chat. This other link that I have where you guys can go to this link and you can I would either try to use like PayPal or somewhere. I'm going to put this in the chat. So try this link. And like I said, you can give on other things like Venmo, Cash App, that kind of thing too. But that's weird. I don't know why that's happening. But if you click on that link too, that'll show like the Give Send Go, and then it'll also have all these other ways that you can donate for him to just take the money and use it. Like I said, Give Send Go, guys. It has to be a minimum $5 donation. So like Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and stuff. At least you could do $1 if you guys just want to do $1. he is just grateful for anything right now. I don't even think Lance Twiggs was real. Diamond, there's so many people that say that. They had him in for questioning and it was in and out so fast. And yeah. And they released him during the search warrant being executed. That's weird. Typically they hold on to you till the end of the search warrant being executed. So many legal questions. That's something else me and Sam Parker talk about. So like I said, 9 a.m. tomorrow, that'll drop here. I was just replying to comments on one of your last videos. I asked to show a link to this info. Could you look for it on this live, please? What are you looking for? Erika had a countdown on her Instagram to the 10th, and it was reported that Charlie was found dead in his home a few days before the 10th. I have no idea what you're talking about, and I've never even seen that. They have weaponry beyond our knowledge. They absolutely do. Let's see. Security guy gave used car salesman vibes. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see how this plays out. Christ is king, yes. I'm late. Who are the AOC backers? Anytime you talk about these people, if you can name the funders, it will always be enlightening. Money talks always. So I didn't go do deep dive into AOC. I just showed her a little video about how we need to do better about controlling the media. Josh Hammer 2028. Wow. I hope that's a joke. If not, I question a lot. Thoughts on Valhalla, New Zealand being in TR's computer wallpaper. It was in the dorm photo. Not sure. I mean, depending on the type of computer, someone could probably say if that's automatically my computer has automatic backgrounds too. I'm not sure. I think there is more to the Bench Bureau knockoff Charlie Kirk thing. There is some stuff with knockoff Charlie Kirk that I've been looking into. I'll do a video on it as I pull things together. Meanwhile, journalist today, what's your favorite? What did it say? Ice cream flavor? Oh, yeah. Real journalism used to put their lives on the line for the truth. I think there's a lot of people out there putting their life on the line for truth. Anybody talking about this case, by the way, I think is putting their life on the line. If it comes time to get anybody, believe me, the people who have been shedding light on this were probably the first ones to be going, I'm sure. So Megyn Kelly has had it with Ben Shapiro. I sure hope so because she can't take a stand on one side or the other to save her life. It's driving me crazy. I'm like, we're at a point, Megyn. Come on now. Stop playing monkey in the middle and have the guts to take a stand on something. She definitely had a countdown. There's a YouTube video reposting it with photos she posted of their family dressed in all black. I'm going to write that down and I'm going to try to track that down because I haven't seen that. Let's see. Erika countdown video. Yeah, I'll look for it. Let's see. Have you seen where Valhalla is questioning the guest that Candace had on Mitch? Yes. That he could possibly lied to or stolen valor allegations. Your thoughts? I did see Valhalla talk a little bit about this the night that he was talking about it, and people were just trying to basically tell him hey, if you go on this website, this is what's there. His screaming and swearing So I don't know. I like Valhalla. I think he obviously was a Green Beret. He has a ton of knowledge, and I think that he's asking valid questions. I just thought that that night in particular, it was coming off a little like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Basically, in my opinion, I just felt like it was like, oh, well, everyone should listen to me because I was in the military, and people were saying, oh, well, if you look at the site, this is it was like, I forgot what they were saying. They're like, this is on this site though. And instead of him listening to what people were saying and just like going and looking at it, like while he was in the live, he was like getting mad, like, oh, you aren't listening to me and getting mad. And I was like, if you guys said something that I didn't agree with and you guys were saying, hey, it's on this site, like go check it, I would just look at it on live with you guys and then verify. I mean, I don't know everything, even though I've worked in medical device sales, it doesn't mean I know everything. So and he was like swearing and yelling, and like when people start swearing and yelling, you guys, like I'm out. Like I'm not going to listen to that kind of a rant. Again, when you want people to listen to you, when we want people to hear you out and keep an open mind, yelling and screaming is not the way to get to somebody. You think Charlie knew about Erica in the end, and that's why right before UVU he slept in a different room and with the kids. So supposedly she slept with the kids and he slept in his daughter's room so he could get sleep. Um, I think that there could have been issues. I've read into some of that stuff, and it's not totally impossible that they were having marital issues. He found out what was going on, and they were, that's why they sold their house and they lived in an apartment. There's rumors they were starting to be separated, that kind of thing. I don't know how true that is. Possible, totally possible. Sorry, my husband was texting me. Ben denounces Jesus Christ enough for me. Yeah, he does. Oh yeah, I was gonna do a video about that. He what did he say? It was so bad. Ben Shapiro was so bad. He yeah, he totally diminished Jesus. It was so bad. I don't even know what to say. I can't believe he did that on an AMFEST stage. I told you guys, he's like having a Tim Pool meltdown. Like without the swearing and the manic behavior, but like in a different way. I think that he said was going to kill him. Yeah, I want to know who they is too. Do you think Trump really knows what happened? I don't, and I think there's more, like I said, going on in the background there. And I think there's more going on in the background there. But I don't think he knew what was going to happen, no. But Trump is also not an emotional person. He never has been. So if anyone thought he was going to get up on national television and like cry, I mean, he's the president of the United States. Like he has to put on a front of strength. So I would never expect him to get up there and be emotional. I wouldn't want my president to do that. They need to be strong and put, their best foot forward, and it would have never been weird if knockoff Charlie Kirk was Tyler Boyer's lover. Would have been weird. Yeah. Well, Lord only knows at the rate we're going. I was attacked over 14 times. Are you talking about? You guys can't see me. My husband's saying that like the screen went out again. That's weird. I don't know why that keeps happening. See what I'm saying, guys? I was reading chats and stuff, and like maybe they're on to us. Does a dock in the background normally move on its own? Oh, door? The door's not moving. I don't know what you're saying. Let's see. The only reason Ben was invited was because he doesn't like CO. Yeah, it seems like everybody who gets on the stage is there to like talk crap about Candace. It's like, can you guys just talk about whatever you're supposed to be talking about to begin with? It's like a bashing fest all the time. It's weird. Let's see. Oh no, I was late. I'm rewinding, haha, so I'll be behind you guys. Yeah, Connie, rewind. There's a lot in there. Trump hasn't questioned Thomas Crooks. He won't look into that one. I think there's so many different things going on in the background. He wanted to pick up Charlie's and run with his agenda. Who says that? Oh gosh, Ben Shapiro said that like the same day or the next day. It was crazy. You guys can see me and everything's fine. If the door's moving, my husband's probably like opening the door and cracking it open to say something to me, and then he doesn't. I don't know. He's done that before. Went out and came back. Yeah, I don't know why he keeps doing that. Nicole, if the electrocution theory is correct, putting it in a glass showcase is pure evil. Diamond, so first off, I think that that was something Turning Point USA did for like a memorial or whatever. Like they wanted to have a memorial. And they were doing something to honor him, I guess. I mean, do we even know that that was really the microphone that was in the glass case? Like they could have just put a microphone in the glass case. I don't know. Like I said, prove to me that that was the microphone before I'm not going to jump all over the place about it. I thought it was just my TV. No, I guess apparently, I don't know. See, some people are saying they can see me fine. It did earlier. Yeah, it did earlier because somehow I backed out of being in I use StreamYard. Let's see. It's an important doc. Read it out. Yeah. I'll have to look. That screen blacked out earlier when you were talking about Valhalla. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Got to be careful what I even read out loud. Really, we should be careful of what we even type in the chat because I was asking Coach Colin about that. I was like, if people comment on stuff and they're typing out these like whole words, like, could you get shadow banned? And he's like, yeah, at this point, like the censoring is getting to the point where like even you guys typing out a word, I can get punished for it, essentially. So, if your comments disappear, they disappear because of YouTube, not because of me. And we probably need to be careful of like what we're writing. Like you guys can probably write like the first 3 letters and I'll be able to understand what it is from the context, but maybe try not to like say certain things because I'll get what you're saying, you know? There's no one behind me. So I don't know who you're talking about. Maybe someone needs to travel to Arizona to see if, to New Zealand to see if it's occupied. That would be, I'm sure, an expensive flight. This whole debacle and these various figures' reaction to it really outed them on being compromised. Nick, Tim, Andrew, Jake, and all of the nobodies. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Nicole, remember Erika is the queen bee of the beehive. The Caleb guy is her latest. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's interesting is I'm like, if I was him, I would be paranoid. But if he's going to be a good puppet and go along with everything, then he'll be fine. It's when you don't want to be puppeted anymore, or you start going against the grain, or you tell someone no, that becomes the problem. Yeah, we do have to create a code lingo, but that's like ridiculous that we would even have to start like speaking in like hieroglyphics or something. It's crazy. Microphone company caught fire from explosion 30 days after CK died. 60 men died in Tennessee explosion. That's weird. So much for freedom of speech. Well, I can't control what they're doing on certain sites. I do my best to keep us going here. Your webcam went black, but your comments that you're displaying still showed. So maybe just a technical glitch on your end. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, we've been at this for 2.5 hours. Maybe like the camera or something is annoyed or something. I don't know. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. They had a surrogate and she never gave birth. Yeah, I've heard different theories about like the whole pregnancy thing. But at the same time, there's a picture on her Instagram of her getting a C-section. Me and Kristen went through that to like look for stuff. And we did find like a maternity, like a picture of her getting an ultrasound and stuff like that, or a video, whatever. Uh, stick to the script. This is in 2005, I think. I'll find the video link and send the screenshots of the sources if you want. Yeah, if you want, you can send it to patriotichousewife@gmail.com. Their whole relationship was a facade. Yeah, it's possible. It's really a shame what TP is doing. They're turning so many off to the gospel. It shouldn't turn people off to the gospel. By now, I think we should realize that the Bible's being weaponized right now, and that's wrong. And the people who are doing that they're going to pay the ultimate price for that. The Bible talks about anyone that turns anyone away from God, what that punishment is. I don't want that punishment, so no bueno. An electrifying microphone is not out of the question. If you think about exploding pagers, it's not out of the question. I never said it was. It's definitely plausible. Like I said, there's weapons out there that we don't even know exist. Nicole, do you believe that Erika has any positive feelings towards Candace right now? No. I mean, I don't know what to make of Erica's, like, I just, with everything she's doing in the public, it'd be hard for me to see her having any positive outlook towards Candace. I think she went to Candace because Candace just knows too much. She wanted to know what she knew, how much she had, what she had, and try to get her to walk back on pushing questions by giving her probably some true answers to small things, some not true answers to cause more confusion. That's what I think. Meghan Markled it. That's exactly right. Meghan Markle's a really good example. Does anybody really believe Erika didn't know how Charlie and TPUSA sent the text messages? Oh man, is that hilarious when she said that? I was like, you didn't know your husband used Telegram and WhatsApp? Like, a lot of people use that because of it being more secure. So it was funny, yeah, that she said, "Oh, I didn't. I only went through his text messages. I didn't." Playing stupid, I think she feels is going to make it better for her. Erika and Ben Shapiro would make a good couple. Oh boy, I don't know. The babies, yeah, everyone's got questions about that. Candace said Erika had never been pregnant in the last 4 years. Remember? I remember her talking about that. And I think what she was talking about was Erika and Barry Weiss said that when it was about like the Egyptian flights, she said, which I thought was interesting. Oh, I wasn't on a plane at that time. I could prove it. I have a screenshot because I was pregnant. I wanted to be home eating my burger and having a milkshake and in private. So she went like nowhere when she was pregnant. But it was just bizarre the way she said it. And then she's like, she basically insinuated she's been pregnant for 4 years in a row, which is impossible because she only has 2 kids. So I think that's what Candace was pointing out. I think the text message was a blatant lie. She knew she doesn't like people knowing things. Yeah. Love the calm, intelligent, genuine vibe I get watching these videos and live streams. Really glad I found this channel. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I try to be chill and laid back. I don't like being worked up. I don't like arguing unless I absolutely have to. And I'm not here to tell anybody how to think. I'm just here to show you this is what it is. Make your own decisions, make your own judgments. We can agree to disagree. Everyone should respect each other. We're all grown adults. Yeah. Let's see. So I try to keep that mindset and hopefully I get that same respect back. It doesn't happen often. There's people in the comments that don't have that same respect, but what can you do? People will be people, as I say. It's a money-making scam. It's all satanic. Yeah, that whole organization's a mess. I pray that this is bringing more people to God and not away from him. Like I said, if you turn someone away from God, the punishment is, what does it say? It says that if you turn someone away from God, then you're better off. Is it drowning yourself or something along those lines? I can't remember right now. Um, the wrath of God is something to be afraid of. I'm good. Like, I'm not trying to take that on. Look at her new book, says stop. God, her stop comment was like, it's a meme like everywhere now. I believe there was another party involved along with Tyler Robinson, and he is not talking. This angers the public. So I agree with you that if Tyler Robinson was involved, he didn't do it alone. I think he was told to put something somewhere, the gun or whatever it is, and he didn't really understand what he was really being a part of. I'm conflicted about Tucker saying he loves EK in his speech. Is Tucker Carlson to be truded? I don't think Tucker Carlson necessarily means that, but he can't go on there and like totally burn the whole place down, so to speak. I think he's trying to be methodical in what he does. But he's not okay with what's going on. He's already made that very clear that he's not happy with how things are going. He's not happy with FBI investigation. Things don't make sense. You know, he's been clear about that. Why are they so mad for questioning EK? Didn't they preach free speech and debate? Well, that's what I'm saying. That should tell you everything you need to know. They're not doing anything that Charlie Kirk would have wanted. The Doge audit, asking questions. That tells you everything you need to know. That's weird in itself. I think TPSA thought this would go away a few days after the memorial. They weren't prepared for scrutiny. No, they weren't, and I don't think they thought people were going to dig on the internet and take this as personally as they did. So, it's Charlie's book. She said she wouldn't do anything as him. Pretty sure a book counts. She's trying to say that he wrote that whole book beforehand. I don't believe that. I don't know how much of that book is actually his words. Personally. She also said that they weren't going to post on his Instagram because that's morbid, but they're posting on the Charlie Kirk show constantly. How is that not morbid? And then blaming everyone else for ruining his what do you call it? Legacy. When they get on there and embarrass his legacy every day that they post on the Charlie Kirk channel with their crap. I'm a professional actor and no acting when I see it. Yeah. Tucker Carlson ordered the hit on. I don't think that. I thank God for all this. Let's see. In my heart, I always just come back to if my husband died, I would be a mess still, and I'm a strong person. Yeah, and I definitely would be asking 1,000 questions and be doing my own investigation myself. She's a liar, obviously playing the dumb blonde about the messages. Give me a break. She moved around. Yeah, I agree. They're just funneling millions of tax-free dollars through the church. They're moving money around a lot. No, Erica's kids are under 4. Yeah, she only has 2, and they're both under 4. One's 3 and one's 1, I think. Let's see. When it came out, Erika was around that base, and Nick was sick, and Tim didn't touch. Wait, and Tim didn't touch it. Reads like waiting for direction from someone, and the direction has been silent since. I don't think they're ever going to really wait till you guys listen to the interview with Sam Parker tomorrow. He says a really interesting quote by Queen Elizabeth, and it was like, oh wow, it trust me, you're gonna comment on the video and be like, oh wow, that's a it's a good way to look at it if you want to play it like that, and I think that might be what's going on. So together but not united. What do you mean? So together not united? Did you hear about the Australia planning to change their hate speech laws? I've heard some stuff with Australia. Thank you for your voice and the sacrifices you and your family make to keep us informed. Blessings, Christ is King. Thank you so much, Will. Babblehead, thank you. I'm so scared of a ghost story. I don't deal with ghost stuff. Millstone around your neck is what you were thinking of. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Nicole. I love your vibe. Some chat rooms can be very clicky. There's always one or two. I'm too old for that. Yeah. I just want everyone to hang out and be normal, be respectful. And people who come in here and decide to start trouble, like my husband's a mod, Kristen's a mod, you're gonna be gone. So like there's no point to coming in here and starting crap because you're gonna be gone. And people who leave nasty comments or they want to be really ugly, you just get blocked from my channel altogether. So I'm not losing sleep over anybody. The block button is the best. You're not getting my peace of mind. So if someone wants to waste their time thinking they can try, go for it. Thank you for your streams. Enjoy the NFL game. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Tyler. Yes, I'm going to hop off here because the Bears are playing the Packers tonight. And I am praying that we win this game. I hope they go to the playoffs. And my dad wanted to watch the Bears win a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, he won't be able to do that, but it would be really something if we go to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to hop off here. We've been at 2 hours and 36 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. I tried my best to like throw links together so I could do like a presentation and we could just boom, 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 run through things that you guys were questioning or you guys didn't see. That way we could just, keep up because like I said, there's information coming out so much, so fast, you guys, to do individual videos. It's hard to keep up with the information. So it was easier to kind of pop on here on Unplanned Live and just run through this stuff. Anybody who's just running late in here, you can watch the live replay. I'm going to put that up. I'll create a thumbnail, throw it up there, and you guys can watch that. And if you guys want to go back even to see the pictures of the stuff with Erika Kirk's past and stuff, it'll be there. So, loved rig sports, bread circus for the Romans. Yeah, I'm sure just like anything, it might be. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm still gonna watch it. It's still fun. Thank you for the surprise extra stream. Have a great night. Have a great night, chat. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys live on Monday at 7. I probably, if Candace goes earlier, you guys, I try to hop on there right after her just because 7:00, we start getting close to where like Ian and some of the other bigger creators go live. And I know you guys want to watch them. So, and I'm a small channel, so I don't want to run into other people's streams so that everyone can watch, whoever they want to watch. And I try to do that. But sometimes Candace runs late and then, we can only do what we can do. So I'll be on here Monday night and then we'll still do our Wednesday night as always. Candace said the first mask slip up was when Colvette posted that Man of Steel tweet. Anyone else feel this is suggesting he is a Fed or working with the Feds? So I'll address this really quick. I think that I think they are trying now to clean up their image, and how they're going to do that is they're going to throw him under the bus. Hopefully Andrew Colvette will come out and be more of a whistleblower. I think that's the only way to save himself at this point. And I think for them to say they didn't know he was going to tweet that, it's a lie. I'm sure it's a lie. In my opinion, allegedly it's a lie. No doctor is going to violate HEPA and give him that information without Erika saying something and have a conversation with him. And at this point, playing stupid and being like, oh, I didn't know. And just like she didn't know Brian Herpool was going to do Sean Ryan. I mean, come on now, So at this point, I think that's the best approach is to walk it all back and be like, I didn't know. And if I was Andrew Colvette, I would be seeing the writing on the wall and I would be, I wouldn't be taking the fall for this. I would be I would be telling the truth. And there's a lot of text messages that he could have went to the police with right away or whatever that he didn't. So, do I think he had prior knowledge before they did this with Charlie? I kind of don't think he did. Um, I'm not totally sold on that. I think it's possible, but I don't think if I could pick, I don't know that he did. And I think afterwards things started to add up, and I'm sure he can see now where this is going. Terrell announced Charlie's death in the selfie clip 3 minutes before Erika got the news. Yeah. Yeah, Terrell, I mean, that was weird. No one's going to start selfieing themselves in that situation. Like I said, we are so invested in hope that Charlie's legacy is taken care of. It's not. I don't think we're invested in the fact that his legacy is taken care of. Charlie's legacy is taken care of. Anybody who watched Charlie Kirk and who loved Charlie Kirk, none of this should affect the legacy. And just because you don't support TPUSA or you're questioning them and they've done all this, it shouldn't affect how you feel about Charlie. It's not Charlie's fault. He needs to give to you and our podcasters, not the police. They won't do anything. Yeah, he could whistleblow with anybody. He could come out on, what he probably should do is a really big channel and come out and do that. Someone that he feels comfortable with and come out and do that and make himself like really known. And then you kind of make yourself, if you've seen a lot of like ex-CIA agents talk about stuff like that, you got to make yourself more valuable alive than dead. In other words, you come so public to where they're, you know what I mean? If something happens to you, it's just really, really obvious. So they typically, well, and he's going to have to probably go somewhere, like if he whistleblows, go like whistleblow and then, or go somewhere that has an embassy and where you can't be extradited back here, and whistleblow there is probably what he should do. And get him, he's got kids and a wife, so there's a lot of moving parts there, but that's what I think he should do. But will he do that? I don't know. Just depends. So I don't know if it's the only way he can save face. If he genuinely didn't know, maybe he genuinely didn't know. And then afterwards he started to see that all this was planned. And I don't know. This is all speculation. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But after the whole Erika saying the tweet wasn't known about before it was done, that would have concerned me if I was him. Was Andrew at AMFEST? I don't know. I haven't seen him thus far. So I don't know. I have to check his ex, actually. So we'll see. Hi, Orion. Welcome. Yeah, we're just finishing up. But you'll have to rewind it back to the beginning. We'll see. The only thing I can say is we will know the truth. It's not... it may not do anything, but we know sometimes that sentence, and that's what I said, Connie. Like sometimes we don't get the justice here, but you get the justice. Justice will happen. They have to answer to the man that sees all. So, and that's a bigger punishment than we could ever give anybody here. And so we'll, as it is, we will know that it wasn't what we're being told. And sometimes you just have to. You've done your best to try to get that information out there. Try to Hail Mary it and get this handled the right way. And if it doesn't, you just got to be ready to pray on it and give it to God, and it'll be dealt with eventually. So, all right, guys, hopping off. Go Bears. And I will see you guys all Monday.